Chapter 9. "Wake up," Rachael said. He opened his eyes to see his sister and a man he did not recognize. "Who are you?" "I'm Joe," he said with his arms folded and wearing a stern look of apprehension. Thyme looked at Rachael. "Why are you in my home?" "We've been looking for you, Thyme. Where have you been? Are you okay? They didn't hurt you, did they?" "Who are you talking about?" "You know I'm talking about them. I couldn't find you. Now you're here." Thyme got up from his couch. He held his head from a pain akin to a hangover. "I've been... I don't know where I was." Rachael and Joe looked at one another. "He was there," Joe said. "Look, Joe, I don't appreciate uninvited guests. My sister's fine, but you can leave my home, please." The man opened his mouth as if to speak, but said nothing. Thinking better to keep his words to himself, he walked out. Thyme began making coffee. "Why are you here? More importantly, why would you bring one of them here? He is one of your kind, isn't he?" "Yes, I'm sorry. It's just I couldn't find you. I was worried." "We agreed a very long time ago that we would never let our differences separate us. You were the one that never wanted to know what my kind do." "They took you somewhere, didn't they? Where was it?" "I wouldn't tell you even if I did know, which I don't. Raziel erased my memories." He poured 2 cups of coffee and handed her one. "They are up to something terrible. A lot of people are going to get hurt. And you thought you could just pump me for information, did you? You believe I will just betray my kind as if I'm a traitor. Do you have any idea what they do to those kinds of people?" "No, what?" "I have no idea, but I've seen what they do to regular people they don't care about. I can only imagine what horrors they would perform on someone if they really wanted to." Thyme shivered, then composed his body, looking with a piercing stare right at Rachael. "No, I will tell you nothing, and you will discuss none of that." Rachael looked away, feeling defeated. "I'm sorry." She looked back, then attempted to salvage the conversation. "How have you been doing?" "The same," he coldly replied. He turned to pour more coffee into his cup. Rachael raised a finger at him. Her magic fizzled, useless. She breathed a sigh of relief. Thyme turned his body fully in her direction with an angry glare. "Get out!" Get out now!" The door slammed behind her, and locking sounds were heard. Joe was leaning against the wall. "He revealed nothing?" She shook her head. The two walked away together. Thyme sat down at his computer, frustrated at everything. He reached to turn it on, spilling his coffee in the computer in the process. "No, damn it!" He rushed to save his computer, quickly grabbing a towel from his bathroom. The computer smoked and sparked, but did not catch fire. He unplugged it. Placing his head in his hands, Thyme tried to pull his hair, which was still gone. He was about to cry out when his phone rang. The same phone that Raziel destroyed. The thing rang. It was on the coffee table and intact. He ceased his would-be tirade and turned his full attention to the phone. He looked confused. Picking it up as if it still rang, the incoming call was from the lawyer, Harry. Or from his office, anyways. "Hello?" "Yes," a woman's voice from the other end. It was the secretary. "You have a 3 o'clock appointment today. You are 20 minutes late." "I didn't arrange one." "Yes, you did. I saw you yesterday and penciled you in." Thyme clutched the bridge of his nose, annoyed. "Fine, I'll be right there." "You will be charged a late fee," she said. "Whatever." He hung up the phone. What the fuck else would go wrong today? Thyme walked into the lawyer's firm, walking through the waiting room, barging into Harry's office. The secretary was heard barking her objections with generic rhetoric. Hey, you can't go in there. You have to wait. Inside the office, Harry was pouring a drink. Raziel was sitting in the chair in front of the desk. He was wearing a smug look and holding a drink of his own. Love the enthusiasm, Thyme, but walking in like this is dangerous, Harry said. Thyme did not expect Raziel to be here. His words were lost on his lips. He was going to shout his complaints about being forced to be here. Sit down, Thyme, Raziel said. I'm glad you're here. We were just talking about you. Thyme was motionless, considering running away. Come on now, Thyme. Your drink is ready. Harry walked over to Thyme, handing him the drink. It is almost time. With reluctance, Thyme walked to the adjacent empty chair and slowly sat down. His hand shook as he brought the liquid to his mouth. You said I had a week to find my way. We have decided to shorten that, Raziel said, smiling. But Raziel placed his empty hand on his face, mocking Thyme with a surprised expression. He then relaxed. I have a list of some suggestions you could try. Raziel handed Thyme a sheet of paper. It read, 1. Use ex-cons if you need to torture someone that deserves it. 2. Plant explosives. 3. Make homophobes perform acts of homosexuality. 4. Switch around medications at a pharmacy. 5. Poison a school lunch. 6. Replace the flu shot with AIDS. 7. Cause a mass pileup on the interstate. 8. Plant evidence convicting an innocent. 9. Murder a household. 10. Kill your sister. Thyme looked up from the paper at Raziel. His eyes narrowed. Kill my sister? The half-demon shrugged. It was more of a joke. But it's an option. She is a fairy, after all. What happens if I don't charge my magic? Harry choked on his drink. You should banish that thought. Now, Thyme, I believe in you. I know you could pull through and continue like everyone else. It's why I gave you helpful suggestions. You really should consider that last one. Raziel winked. Thyme looked down. The paper fell from his hand, swaying as it landed under his chair. And when I can't make myself do it, what then, Raziel? Harry slammed his drink down. You idiot! Are you so naive? Raziel chuckled. This is why I'm here, Thyme. We have taught you everything. All of our secrets are in your head. You've even gone so far as to align yourself with Cthulhu. You showed a great deal of promise. At least I have always thought you did. Everyone believes I am a fool for believing in you. He finished his drink. I told them what I'm about to tell you every time someone expressed doubt. His humorous tone dropped to a serious one. He locked eyes with Thyme. We can always use another guinea pig. He looked at Harry. Hey, what's that project Johnson is working on? The repeated strangulation and suffocation limitation. Ah, yes, the choking. Raziel returned his gaze to Thyme. You have that to look forward to if you don't see results soon. Thyme moved to the door, almost running. He knew there was no escape from this half-demon. Running could not prevail. You see, Harry, sometimes they need a little motivation. Thyme left. Won't the need for self-preservation prevent him from actually charging magic? Harry asked. Do you honestly believe he will pull through? In a candlelit room in some unknown subterranean place was a table. Sitting at this table were the 5 masters of vile magic: Simon Orne, Keziah Mason, Baron Ferenzi, Ephraim Waite, and Enoch Bowen. This large, windowless room had no distinct details. It was just a place for them to meet and nothing more. "Remember when we used to send each other correspondence through letters?" Simon Orne asked. "I still believe that was the true downfall of your friend Joseph. Being careless was his downfall. Regular people killed him twice. The fairies didn't even get to him. What a pathetic waste. Email, the phones are equally no good in this new age of electronics and energy. Yes, I tried to establish a network, but it didn't work, remember? That's how they found us last time. I'm willing to bet it's the reason we're here now. When will Rachael get here? The half-breed can shift through time and space at will. He's intentionally making us wait. True, but he still can't be in two places at the same time. Kerfuffum McNargosh! Keziah finally spoke. Everyone ignored her. Through the darkness, Rachael poked his head out. Good you're all here. Yes, we are. What is it that you want? Ephraim asked. You were about to go on about how the last network failed, correct? Rachael said. Do you intend on explaining the new one to us? Orne asked. You already know all about the new one. I'm here to talk about Thyme. That squeamish new warlock? Why did you pick him? Ferenzi said, showing not an ounce of respect. Questioning me? I thought you mortals knew better than that. Your tones are lacking. You have seen what I do with impudent warlocks. The five of us combined are more powerful than even you, Rachael. Our powers are only rivaled by the gods we serve, and maybe a true demon. Rachael snickered. I wouldn't be so certain of that if I were you. Come to show off your dick, have ye? Or is there some actual business you wish to discuss? Orne asked. The last network failed due to carelessness. It lacked proper magical and non-magical protections. Regular humans stumbled across it. This one has actually been held for almost 10 years. Your acolytes have proven useful in filling the devil's hand. It will be done soon. I want all of you there for the great and final transference. Which old one will be first? Baron Ferenzi asked. Not Hastur, replied Ephraim Waite. Ferenzi paid no attention to Ephraim. He looked only upon Rachael for an answer. That, Rachael began, is not up to me or any of you. There is one thing that must be present. He paused, giving them time to ask. They said nothing. I want everyone there, old and new alike. Not a single warlock, initiate, acolyte, grandmaster such as yourselves, or even an off-worlder is to miss this. I would imagine none of them would want to miss it. This is what we've always been working so hard for. The devil's hand will be so powerful, and it can be harnessed to do anything. It will be powerful enough to usher in all of the old ones. Do you know who among us will have the honor of harnessing the power? Yes, I do, Rachael answered. Well, Rachael said nothing, as his head pulled back through the disappearing back into the darkness. Thyme stared at a knife and gun sitting in front of him. Next to that were boxes full of powder. Am I actually going to do this? What would my sister think? To do what I've learned, to actually apply this horrendous craft to other people. What choice have I got? He picked up the gun. His imagination ran through several scenarios. Even if he could get away with it legally, the thought of killing an innocent and making orphans made him nauseous. What about those that deserve it? He put the gun down while picking up the knife. Why did they even pick me to be like this? I can't do this their way. I have to do this my way. Why do I have to do this? He glanced at the computer, wrecked and ruined. I don't even have the option to do this my way. He half smiled. Stealing, I can stomach. Why don't I start there? Sirens echoed in his mind as he pictured himself stealing a car and driving down the highway. The half-demon and other warlocks were bad enough to deal with. Plus the angels in their lot, to include humans as yet another problem, would antiquate his problem beyond repair. He shook his head, dismissing the option of Grand Theft Auto. So I won't murder and I won't physically torture. That leaves just one avenue: destruction. Yes, I can do that. Destroy what, though? His eyes lit up with an idea. Yes, I think I have it. Thyme entered the computer store, walking casually, attempting to hide his "I swear I'm not about to commit a crime" face. He waited in line with a singular flash drive to purchase. He paid as much attention to the register as he could, giving an air of impatience. His real observations were on the customers more than the register. Utilizing the last of his magical reserves, he cast a simple spell of memorization. The perspective allowing the credit card numbers to burn into his memory. The effect left a headache, causing Thyme to wince. He was even fortunate enough to witness two patrons' 3-digit codes and their 4-digit security input. Upon reaching the front of the line, he made a surprised, "Oh, I forgot something" face. Thyme returned to the register with a new computer. His next stop was to purchase painkillers for his headache. They couldn't do anything, and he knew it. He tried all the same. When he went home, he set up his new computer and got to work. Opening up the web browser for the first time, defaulted to news, as if for the first time ever fate, the universe, or maybe even the gods themselves have actually shown favor to Thyme, because in bold letters there was a USA Today article. Trump hands out his cell phone number, urges leaders to call him. Step 1, get his phone number. Thyme rubbed his chin, trying to formulate the full plan. Merely going to Twitter and looking at the tweets made by the president didn't take long prior to finding a rant about his phone. iPhone, there we go. They use iMessage. That's been around since 2011. I've fiddled with these before. I'm glad I bought a Mac. How to find out that number is the actual hard part. The easy part, ironically, is what I'll do with it. Intercept the messages that alter them. It won't be hard to hack his phone when he isn't paying attention. Thyme paused. He stopped typing keys and his eyes were wide. Goose flesh rippled on the back of his neck. Rachael? Thyme asked without taking his eyes away from the monitor. Yes, it's me, said the half-demon. What are you doing? You're wasting your time on that man-made machine. Well, you'll be pleased to know that I might have found a way to contribute. Thyme composed himself, relaxing his eyes and muscles. He casually spun around to look his guest in the eyes. In my own way, if it works, I think you'll be impressed. Rachael leaned past Thyme to look at the screen. He scratched his head. I don't really understand any of this computer stuff. In my day, we would just stab a guy. Well, you see, I could theoretically start World War III. Rachael pulled his face back. His sad frown of disbelief and disappointment were all too evident. It's a computer. I'm not fond of the invention of a fag. Thyme inwardly winced at the vulgarity, but held a straight face. Well, it's my way of doing things. Do you want me to get you guys magic or not? Rachael chuckled with his hands raised defensively. Hey now, whatever it takes. I hear some good things about these boxes. I've never bothered with them personally, but if it gets the job done, great. He lowered his hands. How could it cause World War III? Well, you see, if I get his phone number, I can remotely access his iPhone. Thyme pointed at the screen, a window containing what looked like HTML, using this script I'm working on. Phones have eyes now? Thyme put his hand on his forehead and sighed. No, sir, Raziel touched Ty's scalp. A spark of magic exited him and went into the half-demon's finger. Thyme jumped out of his chair in pain and surprise, rubbing the spot that was touched. What was that? Copied your understanding of these boxes? You have a lot of work to do. It might help. Well, that is, if they don't kill you first. Well, you just looked into my thoughts. All I have to do is get that number. Raziel picked up a pen and paper and scribbled something down. Here you go. What is... Thyme looked at it to see the 10-digit number. He looked up to Raziel with his eye twitching and face contorting in a motherlode of confusion. Come on now, you think we wouldn't have that guy under our thumb? Raziel stepped away, moving to the wall. With his hand outstretched and palm opened, a chair appeared in a puff of smoke, and he sat down in the conjured chair. Keep going, just ignore me for now. With the small amount of magic gained from stealing credit card numbers, he was able to cast a few more spells to enhance his odds of success. All Thyme had to do was wait until the target phone was used. Eventually, a text was sent out. With superb timing, he executed with the stroke of the Enter key, which replaced not only the message, but the recipient as well. We are going to blow you fuckers sky high. Mess with us, we're getting our nukes ready. Ready is intentionally misspelled. As I write this now, you're intentionally misspelled. Little piss ant pieces, intentionally misspelled, of shit are all going to die. By me, the greatest, intentionally misspelled, American ever. Newscaster voice. Kim Jong-un threatens the United States with nuclear strike once again. The president has responded with the same threat directly back to the leader of North Korea. Raziel leaned over Thyme's shoulder, staring at the screen. You weren't the first to try to get North Korea to bomb the United States, or vice versa. Yes, but look at the opportunity. If I'm successful and this war actually happens, that would be more than enough magic to fill the devil's hand. Raziel shrugged. I mean, it's clever, don't misunderstand me, boy. You've hacked into messaging programs and are sending false messages from both sides. You aren't impressed? You told me to find a way to charge my magic, and I found a way to ignite a nuclear war. Why do you seem underwhelmed? Raziel sighed. I guess I'm just old-fashioned is all. I miss the old days where we took matters into our own hands and did the killing ourselves. You warlocks used to be great warriors. Now look at you doing nothing but punching into plastic keys on a plastic keyboard to disrupt society and sow chaos. The greatest warlock couldn't accomplish what I'm about to do. Back in your time, it would take decades to kill as many people that will die in the oncoming war. Like I said, it's been tried many times. Some angel or archon will probably stop you. No doubt they are tracking you down at this very moment. Possibly. Well, that is if I wasn't careful about hiding my IP and more. The archons trying to stop this will be diverted to Guatemala. When this works, I will be the most powerful warlock that has ever walked the earth. If it fails, they'll simply kill me. You can't lose. Thyme unconsciously looked at the ring he wore. The thing gave a subtle glow of magic that only those adapted in magic could see. Raziel took hold of Thyme's wrist, lifting it up to examine the ring. His nose sniffed at the magic, then he tossed Thyme's hand back, discarding it with disgust. He spit on the ground. You dare wear that? Shit. Listen, Raziel, it keeps me shielded. You wear one of their trinkets? How can you even wear that? Raziel stepped back as his throat produced an inhuman snarling sound. I haven't done anything truly evil yet. Their magic has no effect on me unless I will it. So why wouldn't I wear a ring they made that conceals my location from tracking magic? Raziel narrowed his eyes, still growling. They are going to kill you, and I won't protect you, but I will watch and laugh as they make you suffer. Thyme opened his mouth to say something, but Raziel was already gone. He sighed, then admitted to himself that the half-demon was right. He could not stay here. Maybe I should have done something more subtle. He began to pack his computer, knowing that this place will be met by their arrival at any moment. No, it will work. I just have to keep this up a little longer. As he walked down the street, he glanced back halfway a block away to his apartment. He imagined his home on fire. He picked up his pace, distancing himself as much as possible. He looked at his ring, grateful that his sister never noticed him take it. He sat at a coffee shop once again on his computer, still remote, compromising and altering messages from the two world leaders. His magic was thoroughly depleted and leaving no actual evil in him, but his minor spells of alteration still held. He smiled as he looked at a timer he set up. It read 2 minutes. He had that much time and someone could potentially reach him. When there were 30 seconds remaining, he gulped one last bit of coffee and packed his computer away. As he left, he spotted Raziel in full demon form on top of a building watching him. Fuck, if he found me, then they can't be far. Thyme increased his pace, heading to the subway station. Walking down the stairs, he passed by several suited men heading the way he just came from. As he reached the bottom of the stairs, and they the top, one of the suited men turned around to look back at Thyme. Thyme was already out of sight. He got on the next train, not caring or considering where it was going. As the door shut, Thyme failed to see the same suited man standing outside of the train. Thyme hefted a heavy sigh. The man stood behind him with his hand extended. A spark of magic exited his fingertips and fizzled to nothing. He grabbed Thyme by the shoulder, spinning him around. It was the same man from earlier, Joe, the one that was with his sister. Why are you following me? It's you, isn't it? I have no idea what you're talking about. Thyme pushed Joe's hand away, then moved to a different part of the train. Joe followed. You are insane to think we will just let you start World War III. What? Get away from me. Thyme moved to the doors, facing away from Joe. I'm not convinced you want to be responsible for millions or even billions dying. The other people on the train turned their heads to the two wizards. The train was approaching the next station. Leave me alone. Thyme, you don't have to do it. Joe brought his voice down to a whisper. You could tell me where they are, and nobody would ever know that you told me. Thyme glared at Joe. You can't hurt me, can you? Otherwise you would have. I would prefer not to hurt you. Rachel wouldn't care much for that. Right. No, you lack the option. Unless you want to get your hands dirty like a normal person and do it yourself. The doors opened. Thyme began to walk out. His wrist was caught by Joe. Thyme spun around, pushing with his free hand and sprinting away. Joe tried to follow. No other passengers exited the train. As Thyme turned a corner, Joe was right behind. Thyme looked back. Joe was not there. A drop of blood fell onto Thyme's head. He touched it and then looked at the red, thick stain on his fingers. Looking up, he saw Raziel munching on the already mangled carcass of Joe. Thyme's face contorted with fear. His feet stumbled back, tripping, causing him to fall backwards, never taking his eyes off of Raziel, further dismembering Joe. The crunching sound echoed as bones tore apart in his demon jaws. A thick puddle was formed where Thyme stood a moment ago. Raziel was perched on a station sign marking their location. In between bites, Raziel addressed Thyme. "You're welcome." "Did you follow me just to kill him?" Raziel lowered the body from his mouth. With his free hand, he brought the pointer finger to his lips. "Shh. We don't need normies to notice us, or worse, his friends to discover how you lured him to a trap. They'll want you dead for sure now, Thyme." "What?" Thyme looked around, scared of how right Raziel was. "What do I do? My sister is literally going to kill me. They've been waiting for this day. For the day I would kill or go too far, but I haven't. It won't matter. They might just use a regular gun on you. But I don't have enough evil in me to justify them killing me. It won't matter. They will shoot you first and ask questions second." Raziel returned, devouring Joe. Thyme stood up. "I have to get out of here." "Yes, you do. Are you finally ready for your new home?" "New home?" Thyme repeated, letting the words sink into his mind. "What choice have I got now?" "Excellent." Raziel dropped the body, then leapt down next to Thyme. He was suddenly in his fully suited human form, with not a drop of blood on his fine-tailored suit. "Fret not. We have the internet. You will do just fine." Raziel grabbed Thyme by the shoulder, and the two vanished with no visible effect. End of chapter 9.